Hey guys, welcome back to some Gilded Guardians. Today's video, we're going to be looking at the Lava Spider and some heroes that are doing incredibly well within this content. Now, of course, this is day one of the Lava Spider, which means this could always change. But as we're sitting today, you can see some of the highest players, OFT, are doing awesome. 1.1 million damage within this boss, which again, kind of crazy looking at the personal records and how we're doing. I did about 401,000, as you see right there, with the guild boss itself. But what heroes are being prioritized within here? I want to take a look. And to do this, we have to go to our Guardian decks. Now, when we start thinking of the primary damage dealers or the biggest damage dealers within this game, we go right to Tianlong. Now, of course, super expensive to build up because with him being a Generation 1 hero, he requires additional copies of himself to build out, which of course makes him super, super expensive. Now, when you start thinking again, building him up and looking at his ultimate ability, this is the big one. Not only does this do a lot of damage over 12 seconds, but it also does a heal on him, which is really strong, keeping him alive. Now, coupling him together with, of course, our second best hero within this combination, which is right down here, which is Grizel. Now, Grizel is a hero that I feel a ton of players do overlook. Grizel has the ability to have heroes ult more than once. I run Grizel with Leah, working incredibly well because of the Starfall ability. Being able to do this multiple times makes a big difference in the damage that we're putting out. Leah by far does a crazy amount of damage on this boss. When you put Grizel in here with Leah, when you put Grizel in here with Tianlong, does very, very well. Now, the healing effect, most players are not running a healer in here that we found. So overall, with the healing effect, it is not important. But if you remember the abilities that the boss possesses, it is about shielding. And there's two heroes that do shielding very, very well, which coming down here just a little bit further. And of course, that is Phonica. With the first ability right here, the Flight of the Phoenix makes her immune. So if all of your heroes die and then she ults, she is going to stay alive and do more damage. But the big one is right here. Transforms 30% of the ally's current HP into a shield, 3x that amount. The shielding aspect really takes the boss's damage from being super, super high, that 1000% multiplication, and takes it to a very, very manageable amount, which you don't get burned out super quick. And looking at this hero again, I know it's a higher pay to win hero. Generation 1 again. Karuk, I've been running as my main damage dealer. One of them just because of the immunity buff that he has. But again, a lot of players are not running Karuk that we're seeing. We're coming a little bit further down here, and they are running Prielle. Prielle. Prielle has the ability to, that's right, shield. So looking at Phonica, looking at Prielle, they are two of the biggest shielding heroes we're seeing within this game. And again, the shielding aspect that this boss possesses, this is huge. If you can pop up some shields on there, again, it makes a big game changer because the shields do mitigate a lot of damage, which I'll look at the boss in just a minute and show you exactly what we're talking about. Now, of course, when you start going down the list and you start looking more on the free-to-play aspect, the big one here is, of course, Derizda. As people have said, I pronounce it wrong, which if you notice a lot of the names, I pronounce incredibly wrong. Being from Northern Michigan, outside of Canada, a lot of the pronunciation doesn't really, when I say it here and when I say it to other people that I live by, it makes sense. When I say it here, a lot of people, again, kind of correct it. But overall, this is a hero, of course. When you think of a hero as a free-to-play hero or free-to-play player, that can really amplify the damage. She does the damage. If you can keep her alive, even if you put Grizel with her, doing damage consistently makes a big difference, but you have to have the shielding aspect, which I know some heroes like Aquarius does have the immunity aspect in here, but it seems like they're dying out pretty quick. But of course, at this point, like I said earlier, we could only try one combination. As you're getting further down the line with a lot of these heroes, you just start looking at some of the ones that do damage in a lot of different places. Aurora, a very solid choice. Then even coming down here further and thinking of like Juno, these are heroes that are early or that are founder heroes that have always done an incredible amount of damage in this game. Looking at them and putting them in formations, of course, are going to amplify the damage just because of how the hero is built and how they really do function. So again, looking at the heroes, Prielle was the big one, was really a big one, having the ability to shield everyone here. And I hopped over on Token Trove, only about 15 bucks right now to pick her up. So relatively cheap when it comes to the boss. And like I was saying earlier, when it comes to this guild boss specifically, there is a very important aspect that a lot of players are kind of getting stuck on. And that is the ability right here. Spew magma in front that deals 2.8% of enemies' HP as true damage each hit. This hits multiple times. You can also see this is at level 2, so it takes it to 3.4. If the target does not have a shield, that damage is increased by 1,000%. So if you don't have someone who can come in here, if you don't have someone that can shield your teams, the lava spider is going to burn you down, and it burns you down very fast. Now, of course, we have 6 more days here for this boss to be up. We get 1 more ticket. I believe every single day we're getting 1 ticket. So we're going to have to see exactly who comes in here and how they look when it comes to this boss. But if you have a hero that can provide a shield, and I believe even, if I remember correctly, I thought maybe Flix did. I thought maybe Flix had kind of an overhealing shield. Any hero that can really provide, because I don't think JD has a shield, so we got some healing in there, which again, not too worried about. Removing poison. There's some crowd control, and then of course this attacks and attack speed. So again, when you think of that, not really a big different ones. I want to see the overhealing. See, even here, I thought it was Flix that had over. It might be Prielle. It might actually be the rare hero. But again, thinking of the ability to shield heroes, I was kind of going back and trying to figure out, which one kind of does make sense. But even here, it's not going to make a big difference. Increase the defense. So yeah, no shield in there either. I know there's one, and again, I'm kind of drawing the blank. Let me know in the comments which one I'm missing that does allow you to essentially throw a shield. If it's, I think it's overhealing, that it throws a shield in there. But again, my core team, even looking at like Tavros, a lot of players are not running Tavros just to the fact we're not seeing a lot of healing. There is a ton of negated healing within this boss, which again, we don't want to get into. Grizel, do not overlook this hero. This hero, very important in pretty much all the game modes that we've seen it. We've even seen Selvi herself with the second life, or the soul spite is the other one. When he dies, he actually comes back alive and continues to do damage. So as long as you have a hero that is up, as long as you have a hero that is actually shielded, I'm going to make a big difference for the survivability in here when it comes to these heroes. All right, guys, so I know, again, very expensive heroes within this game that really are performing the best. Looking at Tian Long, looking at Fanika, doing incredibly well. Prielle doing very well with the shielding. So guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.